just see the slides. Fantastic. Thank you. During April and May of 2021, planned evictions of Palestinian residents in the East Jerusalem neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah further destabilized an already volatile situation in Israel and Palestine. The unrest in Jerusalem quickly escalated and turned into violent clashes throughout the West Bank, a war in Gaza, and for the first time since the Second Intifada, widespread violence in Israeli cities between Jews and Arabs.
The messages you saw are a translation of an actual conversation in a WhatsApp group monitored in real time by two organizations, the Democratic Bloc and the Fake Reporter, who regularly work together as part of an innovative partnership called the Citizens HQ. Shalom, everyone. It's an honor to be on this stage. My name is Reut. I'm a political strategist and a communication advisor, and one of the co-founders and the co-directors of the Citizens HQ.
My name is Eran Nissan. I'm an Israeli peace activist. I'm the CEO of Mehazkim, a progressive digital movement, and I also manage government relations at the Citizen HQ. We are here to tell you about the Citizen HQ, what we do, how we work, and how it is relevant to both Israelis and Americans who strive to defend democracy and progressive values. As the violent events of 2021 unfolded, we realized that the monitoring project of the far right instantly became a direct look into how a modern-day lynch mob is being organized. This was only 4 months after January 6th, and it is easy to draw comparisons when you see the footage of right-wing armed thugs pushing against and breaking through police barriers with hate in their eyes. The materials and information we gathered from the chat groups were used by law enforcement to indict and convict perpetrators of violence.
Our first goal was de-escalation and the prevention of violence. Our second goal was to also influence the public narrative and the nature of coverage. It is precisely in difficult times like those that public, political, and social perceptions are built. This was critical, but not enough. Political parties had already started to take advantage of the violence, trying to create a rift between Jewish and Arab citizens. Standing together, an Arab-Jewish movement and the most significant field movement in the Israeli left, also a core member in the HQ, had embarked on a large field operation to bring thousands of Jews and Arabs to stand together in resistance and in solidarity in hundreds of places all over the country. In the face of violence, we were able to work together and encourage more and more bodies and groups to come out with message of partnership, equality, democracy. As soon as the violence stopped, standing together, we were able to organize the largest demonstration at the time, with thousands of people came together in Tel Aviv for a joint Jewish-Arab call for partnership, equality, and peace.
The Citizen HQ is the headquarters for the people. We established the Citizen HQ in order to present a new work model for civil society and the democratic camp, a model that is based on effectiveness, that is agile and flexible, that can react to the developing things on the ground and also act in times of emergency. The HQ includes 5 organizations united around shared values: peace, equality, democracy, and the understanding that Israel's future is dependent on Jewish-Arab partnership. Citizen HQ was founded not to carry out one campaign or to tackle a specific injustice or disparity, but rather with the explicit objective of building political power and laying the infrastructure and the foundations for a large center-left Jewish-Arab political camp.
The organizations that make up the foundational work of the HQ are one who deal with broad issues relevant to the progressive camp, and each of them specialized in a certain area or capacity. Standing Together, a Jewish Arab movement which specialized in community organizing. The Democratic Bloc specialized in campaign strategy, media relation, and opposition research. Mehazkim managed the strongest social media operation for distributing political content online. Shatil, as the capacity building arm of the New Israel Fund, has deep relationship and network experience across Israel's civil society landscape. And Fake Reporter, who lead the fight in Israel against disinformation, hate speech, and violence online.
When we established the HQ 4 years ago, we looked across the aisle and we saw a political camp that was very effective. The right-wing civil society in Israel is well-funded and works in complete sync with the political parties. At that time, Israel liberal and progressive civil society was under severe attack, fragmented, and on the defense. We wanted to optimize our defense, but also build the capacity to go on the offense, to initiate, to be proactive, to set the agenda. Also, we understood that we need to get to know our opponents much better. And therefore, one of our specialties is opposition research. The Democratic Bloc helped journalists with an opposition study exposing the Kohelet Policy Forum and its two main American donors, Jeffrey Yass and Arthur Danchik, to the Israeli public. Arthur Danchik and Jeffrey Yass used funds to import right-wing ideas from the United States into Israel. The donations that the Kohelet Policy Forum gets is bigger than any organization in this conference.
Some of these ideas, such as opposition to abortion and support for libertarian economic concept, were very foreign to the Israeli public. Mehazkim led the public campaign on this issue in order to ensure that Israeli citizens know that these new ideas didn't just suddenly appear in the Israeli discourse. The crisis and threat to the democratic space is global. And while there are major differences between threats in the US versus Israel, there are also similarities, but not only in the dangers, but also in the possible solutions. Part of the solution is strengthening our ability to work together. Our opponents are better than us in their ability and their commitment to work together, and this must change.
Imagine the Citizen HQ as an orchestra. Each organization has a specific relevant expertise which it brings to the stage. We can accompany others in their performances, we can play together, but we can also solo away and lead campaigns as autonomous organizations. This unique and innovative ensemble allows us to cooperate with more than 50 organizations in many different genres of collaborations.
In Israel, an extreme right-wing government is about to be sworn in. Ministers who support Jewish supremacy and the deepening of the occupation to apartheid are about to get in key positions. Structural changes that threaten the checks and balances between the different government branches are both imminent and concrete. The concerns for the future are unfortunately very real and tangible. But it's precisely in times like this that we have to stand together, fight together, and not to give up.
We will not always agree on everything. Some of us in the HQ are social democrats and some are liberals. Some are more moderate, some are more radical. We are Jews and Arabs. We vote to different parties. But just like the political camp we envision is wide and diverse, the HQ brings together different instruments in order to create a whole which is bigger than the sum of its parts. When many of our values are being threatened and attacked, we need to work together, to be agile, and at times put our own organizational ego aside in order to harness the power necessary to achieve real political impact.
We are not prepared to give up or to bow to the extreme right. And we also see the opportunities that this extremism creates for us to bring more Israelis to be our allies, our partners in our fight for democracy and equality. The liberal, democratic, and progressive American Jewish community as a whole, and you here, has a decisive role in our ability to stand tall in the face of all these dangers. This is a period that requires us all to be more political, to sharpen our ideas, and resolute in our unequivocal support for partnership, equality, and democracy, and to do it together. Thank you.